Hello. Okay, so this is like my millionth try to do YouTube. In the past, I've done mostly boring stuff, but I thought today I would do bookish stuff because that's the kind of stuff that I really enjoy watching, and I figure, you know, I like reading and writing as well, so I'd probably enjoy talking about it. So that's what we're going to do today. We are going to talk about one of my New Year's resolutions. I have a lot of New Year's resolutions, to be clear. But this New Year's resolution is all about reading. Okay? To be honest, I kind of already filmed this, but I don't like it, so I decided to redo it without hands. The only problem is, like all the good bookish YouTubers I watch have books in the background. My camera is on my bookshelf, so you can't see books. Anyway, the problem with my bookshelf is it is full of books I have not read. We're going to change that. So, I have this really bad habit of getting books from the library, or yo-ho-hoing in a bottle of rumming. The library, I specifically get ebooks for my Kindle through Libby, and I enjoy that, and I did a lot of books this year doing that. I think I read 33 books so far. I'll probably get to 34. But my goal for next year is a little more ambitious. So my goal for next year is to read through not all of them, most of the books I own that I have not read. Why not all of them? I don't think I could do that. And also, my car is a mess and it has a bunch of the books that I haven't read in that book. In the car. I have books that I need to read in the car, and I haven't brought those upstairs yet, so I don't even know what I'm working with. But looking at the books that I have on my bookshelf, we're getting like 30 odd books. So I'm going to read those. And I also have a couple books that I might be reading otherwise. Like adding to that. I don't have the book cover for it. Well, that's concerning. Oh. I got this new book for Christmas. I might read it in the new year rather than starting it now. It's Never Say You Can't Survive by Charlie Jane Anders. I took off the cover for reading it, so the jacket stays nice. It's a book on writing, so that's exciting. I also will probably read a quart of Nesta's book. I'll read Nesta's book probably in the new year. But then after that, I'm going to read my physical TBR. And I'm going to show you what those books are in just a moment here. One of the reasons I didn't like my old video is I was just pulling them off the shelf silently and showing them. That's boring. And also I noticed there were a few books on my shelf that I had read, and I'm like, oh, not this one. So, without further ado, let's get into my TBR. Coming in first, we have this monstrosity. It is over 1,300 pages, The Count of Monte Cristo. I was supposed to have read this my sophomore year of high school. Did I? Cliff notes. But my teacher went on and on about how it was like the best book ever. So I feel like I gotta read it. Especially now that there's no pressure to analyze it, I might have some fun with it. We have Grimm's Fairy Tales. Just a collection of fairy tales. I might read like one fairy tale at a time rather than all of them at once. We'll see. Sorry, itchy eyes. The Invisible Man and the War of the Worlds by H.G. Wells. I might cheat and download these from like Gutenberg Project, because this is a really old copy and I feel like my allergies will not be happy with me if I continue with that. Same with this, Hard Times by Charles Dickens. Very yellow, very dusty. I'll probably read a digital copy. Leaving Time. I don't even know what this is, so we'll find out. I don't know who Jodi Picoult is. I'm saying that right. Full disclosure, most of these books are from the local used bookstore. A couple are from other independent bookstores in the area and are still used. So, and I've had these for so long that I don't even remember what drew my interest on some of them, or if they're even mine, or if they're like my partner's. Brooklyn. This is now a major motion picture. Hopefully it's good. One True Thing by Anna Quindlen. Don't know what this is about, but we'll see. Midwives by Chris Bojalian. I think it's literally about midwives, so that should be kind of interesting. I'm realizing I'm doing this with my front-facing camera. I wonder if I can reverse it in editing. Okay. The Best American Short Stories. I want to write short stories, but I never read short stories, so I'm pretty excited for this because I don't really know how short stories work, so it's kind of hard to read what I don't, kind of hard to write what I don't read. This, I think, might be my partner's. I think it's philosophy. I don't know. I might limit this to just fiction, but we'll find out. Fried green tomatoes at the Gristle Stop Cafe. I hear this is sapphic. It is a classic. I look forward to reading this one. Bridget Jones's Diary. Why not? It's brief. Could be fun. The Book of Speculation, a novel by Erica Swyler. I'm making such a mess doing this. The Universe in a Single Atom, The Convergence of Science and Spirituality. Another like philosophy book. I don't know if I'll read this, but we'll see. The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. I'm pretty sure this is a series. Let's see if I like it based on the first book. I do not look forward to this. I do not know why I bought it. Eat, Pray, Love. Maybe it'll surprise me. Freedom! A novel. Should have a bald eagle from that title. Seriously? I have no idea what this is about, but I think this was a blind date with a book. So I don't think the back of it really inspired me so much as a random quote from it did, or maybe it was the first line. But I've had this book for years and I've never read it. Jane Eyre. Was I supposed to have read this book in my freshman year of college? My first year at university. Was I supposed to have read this book? Yes. Did I? I read more of it than The Count of Monte Cristo, but no. I'm an English major. Doesn't finish books for school. What the hell? The Kite Runner. Now the problem with this book is I know exactly what happens because of this book. It's one of the story examples she uses in How to Save a Cat Writes a Novel. So it breaks down everything that happened. So I'm probably going to save this towards the end of the year, so I will have forgotten more of it. But I am excited to read it because it does seem really good. That's Kite Runner. Bread Givers. I don't remember what this is about. The Next Queen of Heaven. I used to really enjoy Gregory Maguire books, specifically the Wicked series and any other fairy tale retelling. So maybe I'll like this. Oh. The Elegance of the Hedgehog. This book is really beautiful, and I have tried and failed to finish it many times. So this needs to be read, okay? I don't finish this by the end of 2024, I have failed my reading challenge. This is the one book that determines if I pass my reading challenge or not. So maybe I'll make it my first book after I finish ACOTAR. Leaving the Saints. How I Lost Mormons and Found My Faith. I don't think I'm going to enjoy this. I had a moment where I was like really interested in leaving extremist religions, which I feel like I still would enjoy, but Still Found Your Faith? I don't know. I don't think I'm going to enjoy it. The Scarlet Letter. This is not one I was required to read in high school, so this is not one of those let's reclaim my English majorhood, but it is a book that I would have liked to have read at some point, so yeah. Eventually I'm going to run out of a place to lean my camera, so that's going to be a problem. A Raisin in the Sun. I'm looking forward to reading this. The Time Machine by H.G. Wells. I'm looking forward to reading this, but it's not that dusty. I could probably read it physically. Song of Solomon by Toni Morrison. I read another Toni Morrison book in college. I forgot what it was, and I really liked it, so I am looking forward to reading this. Wizard's First Rule, obviously a fantasy book. I found this one, I think, A Blind Date with a Book. The Three Musketeers, more Dumas, also like Count of Monte Cristo. It's over 700 pages. That's actually not nearly as bad as the Count of Monte Cristo. All right, moving my camera. I'm going to lean it against some journals, see if that works. Lighting isn't as great, but we'll roll with it. Okay. We're about to get to some books I'm excited to read. This is not one of them. I don't remember what this is about. The cover's pretty. Maybe I'll like it. I think this is my partner's book, and I think she liked it. I could be wrong. I know someone liked it. It came to me highly recommended, so. Or maybe I should be putting these back on the top shelf. There's a slight chance I might be going to hell. I remember picking this out. It seemed funny. We'll see. The Da Vinci Code. I don't know. I saw a movie. I don't know why I bought this. We'll see. Frankenstein! I was supposed to have read this in high school and in college. I'm not sure if I read the whole thing at once either time. Probably between the two, I've read the whole thing. So yeah, without having to analyze this, let's see if I enjoy it. This one I am looking forward to is The Bruising of Kiowa. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. I actually met the author of this book. They run workshops in my area. They are local to my city. And yeah, so I'm really looking forward to reading this. It's like a fantasy in like Persia, I think. And has a non-binary main character. That's pretty freaking cool. I'm really excited to read this book. It might be my second read of 2024 after The Elegance of the Hedgehog. Then we have, we're almost done. We have Pride and Prejudice. I hear such great things about this, but I've never read Jane Austen. So, gonna try this. And then last, we have a trilogy that I was gifted for Christmas many years ago. I never read it. I got guilted for not reading it. Like, the person who bought that for you picked it out because they really thought you'd like it and you didn't even try it. So this is also going to be one of my early reads. Plus, I've watched some world building tips from Brandon Sanderson, so it'd be cool to see something he actually wrote, if I'm thinking of the right author. So I have the whole trilogy here. See? I think I have a map. So, in rough order, the books I'm reading are going to be finishing ACOTAR. In some point in there, reading my book on writing. That is very cool because it's like about channeling your unhappy feelings into your work. And I struggle with mental health, so looking forward to that. And then I'll read The Elegance of the Hedgehog, Bruising of Kiowa, Mistborn, and then go from there. And even if those are the ones I named are the only ones I read, I still will have kind of tackled my TBR. But ideally, I'd like to also read the ones that I was supposed to have read in school and cliff noted. And Pride and Prejudice. So, but a lot of these books, the ones I'm like, I don't remember what this is. If I don't read it, I'm not going to be too beaten up. I might just thrift it. But I feel like I should give them a chance before I thrift them. So here we are. Anyway, if you watched this far, thank you. I really appreciate it. If you could comment down below, and this isn't like to boost the algorithm, but honestly, if you've read any of these books and have opinions on them, I'd love to know. So, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one, probably next year.